Welcome to another DK Custom Products Frequently Asked Question video. My name's Kevin, this is Dwayne.
Today we're gonna answer an age-old question.
Yeah.
Why won't Harley make their bikes better? Alright, so this question is actually a comment from a previous video. It comes from Mitch. Fans my ass. How stupid. Just water cool the damn engines. Oh right. Harley don't know how.
Yeah, and that was from the video that we'll put a link to right up here on Harleys Just Need More Air.
Yeah.
And that was a good video. Mitch didn't like the idea of giving the Harley more air. And he says, you know, why don't they just water cool them? You know, they need to water cool them.
What's crazy is this video was filmed just a couple of days before the global reveal of the water-cooled Sportster-S model. If you don't know what that is, it's a replacement for the Sportster that has been relatively unchanged for the past 60 years. Nostalgia has been replaced by innovation, and as you would expect, there are opinions on both sides of the fence.
You want a water-cooled Harley?
Personally, I don't. And a lot of people don't.
Yeah. I have a water-cooled Harley. Water-cooled. The part that's cooled is the exhaust valve. That's the only thing that's cooled.
Right. And that has very minimal effect on cooling. But now you're stuck with these honking lowers that has a radiator, and you got all these other issues, water pump down here, just for a little lower temps around your exhaust valve.
Exhaust valve, yeah. And they do help. It does help. That's where most of the heat is. But, I mean, it's not water cooled.
Right.
The exhaust valve is water. The stem of the exhaust valve is water cooled. So why doesn't Harley make water cooled bikes? Well, they have. And we can put up some pictures right here of all the water cooled bikes that Harley has made that nobody bought, or very, very few people bought.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Harley has tried fully water-cooled bikes, and
they're just not popular.
They don't sell. People want the Harley look, they want the Harley sound, and they haven't figured out how to make that compatible with a fully water-cooled engine. Is there any question that Harley's going to go fully water-cooled? No, they're going to have to. The EPA standards keep getting stricter and stricter. They are going to have to go fully water cooled. What they need to do is figure out how to go fully water cooled and not lose their customer base. I have my second bike, which is twin cooled, which has the cooling around the exhaust valve. My first one was my 14. It was a twin cooled, and I did not want to get it because I did not want a water cooled bike.
Right.
But when you look at the twin cooled bikes, they don't look really much different at all than a non-water cooled bike.
When you're talking about touring models.
When you're talking about the touring model.
Now how would you, so I have the soft tail deluxe. How would you do it to a soft tail deluxe without drastically changing the look?
You can. But on the baggers, on the touring models and the trikes, they don't really look that much different, so I got it, and you know what? It was fine. On my first trike, my 11 trike, I took the lowers off. Now my 14, because I just preferred it with the lowers off. 14 I couldn't because the radiators were in there.
Right.
So that was a little price that I paid for having a twin cooled, and that was just not fully water cooled. But that's the problem that Harley runs into. And in fact, we'll reference another video right up here where we talk a little bit about the Harley engineers and the EPA and how their hands are tied. But somehow Harley has to figure out a way to meet the EPA standards, which is going to require fully water cooled and not lose. I mean, you went out and got a brand new M8 Softail not too long ago, and I'm assuming, you can correct me if I'm wrong, one of the reasons you got it was because of how you knew you could make it sound and how it looked.
Exactly right. Yeah. If I wanted a more reliable water-cooled bike great suspension, great performance. I wouldn't have bought a Harley.
So if your M8 Softail, which is a deluxe, which is sort of the most classic looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it had a engine in it like the V-Rod engine, would you have?
Probably not.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I mean, so there's
And a lot of people are that way.
Yeah.
They're just not.
So they have a big challenge in front of them. Mitch, don't know what they're going to do, but they need to figure something out because things are getting tighter, tighter, and tighter. And the way that you get rid of those, whatever pollution that the EPA is concerned about, is by running the engines even hotter. And you can only go so hot before you start damaging everything. And the way that you combat that is water cooling.
Right. Because the last thing Harley needs is less reliability.
Look at this bike here. What would this bike look like water cooled? Wouldn't even be interested in chopping it and fixing it up if there was a water cooled power plant in there. I mean, just wouldn't be interested. It's the classic look, classic sound, and that's what so many people want. Okay. We're not going to solve it. That's up to Harley to solve it. They get our money for it, so they got to work on solving that.
We know this is a polarizing subject. Everybody has an opinion on what Harley should do, an opinion on what they're doing wrong, and we always invite comments. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, we've shared some of our ideas on why Harley's doing what they're doing. You tell us what you think Harley should be doing, and tell us whether you would purchase a fully water-cooled Harley. What does it have to look like for you to buy it? What does it have to sound like? What would you accept? And let us know down in the comments what your thoughts are on this subject.
So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up.
Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.
Hit that notification bell to be updated when our next video comes out.
And share this video with your friends. We want to hear what they think also on this subject.
Yard safe out there.